Hello, good day mga ma'am and sir, and I hope that everyone is doing well. So, as my part, I'm going to continue the discussion about rules and regulations. But before that, let me introduce first. I am Arami Cabase from BSN English 2. Now, let's proceed to our discussion. First is the duties and code of conduct of skaters. The skaters have these following responsibilities as they join in a skateboarding competition or be part of the skateboarding. First, to hold a license, membership, or affiliation to a World Skate recognized national federation or and being granted a wild card by World Skate. Skaters agreed to abide by the rules and regulations of World Skate. Next, skaters will report to the competition office at least 1 hour prior to the beginning of the competition. Each day of competition, skaters will acquaint themselves with the competition area and facilities by warming up and practicing during open practice or during their designated practice times. Skaters will clear the competition area before the competition begins and avoid interfering in any way with the progress of the competition. Skaters will respect and accept the jury's judgment. Next is while there is no minimum age set for athletes to be able to compete in World Skate official events, a skater under the age of 18 will wear a helmet during practice and competition. Next is skaters must be aware of their surroundings at all and should take precautions to be extra vigilant and considerate of other skaters, especially when on course. In order to avoid collision, it is forbidden to wear headphones while practicing. Now that we all know the duties and code of conduct of skaters, next is the different style of skateboarding. First is freestyle. Freestyle skateboarding developed from its original use as a mode of transportation. In the 1950s, when wave conditions weren't ideal for surfers too, they'd hit their skateboard desk using the same techniques they were using in the water, just on a smooth, solid surface. Freestyle skateboarding is the oldest skateboarding style, and like what is said, it is used as a mode of transportation. It is predominant form of skateboarding in the early days. Skaters perform technical tricks on flat ground. The next one is Bird. Bird skateboarding is an aerial style that involves skating a transition from a horizontal surface to a vertical one, such as you find in a ramp, half pipe, or swimming pool. Surfers who were pool skating in the mid-1970s to simulate wave riding on dry land created berry skating when they rode up and over the edges catching air. Or known as vertical skateboarding, an act of riding on a ramp or another incline that involves the skateboarder transitioning from a horizontal plane to a vertical one, so that performing tricks can be accomplished. And also Bird style is an aerial style. The other one is park style. When we say park style, is a style that uses purpose-built skate parks which typically feature a mix of bird and street skating elements such as half pipes, quarter pipes, handrails, stair pools, bowls, pyramids, and ramps. In addition to their versatility, skate parks also offer a safe space for skaters where they won't get into a trouble with the law for trespassing or damaging public or private property. Skate parks offers a safe place for skaters and usually contains half pipes, spine transfer, handrails, fan boxes, bird ramps, pyramids, and any number of other objects. Skate parks have no standard design templates. They just have unique challenges for skaters. Most skaters are designed to be bowl, street plaza, and flow parks. And now let's move to the next one, which is the street. Street skateboarding takes place in an urban environment, with street skateboarders utilizing obstacles like stairs, handrails, benches, and curbs to perform tricks. Street skaters use these obstacles or street furniture as their own playground, performing grinds on aerials of and viably sturdy object or structure. Street skateboarding also defined as discipline that focuses on land, tricks, greens, slides, and aerials did on urbanized environment. Street skateboarding go on different obstacles like handrails, walls, stairs, benches, picnic tables, beans, and flower beds. And this kind of obstacle in street skateboarding are often featured in a single or series of street skateboarding tricks. Some of street skateboarding tricks are hard flip, greens, backside air, and hard flip, and so many on. The next one is downhill. Downhill is a non-competitive style of skating, often using longboards to achieve the right control and speed. For safe downhill skating, research and practice move like tacking, where your front foot is fully on the deck and your back foot is only on its toes, and drafting, following closely behind the downhill rider to take advantage of the decreased wind resistance so you can gather enough speed to eventually surpass them. Downhill is a non-competition method. It is one of the oldest type of skateboarding that became popular in the early 1970s. This style used or utilized longboards that are smaller to snow skis in length, and now in modern skaters often use longboard for races, but there are some who use regular skateboard. Now let's proceed to next is cruising. Is a skate style where riders ride for long periods of time without stopping or doing tricks. Longboards and cruisers have a wider deck and wheelbase, allowing skaters to travel faster, longer, and with more control than regular skateboards. Cruising, the skater riders ride for long period. They use longboard and cruisers. They use this style moving to work or any places. They feel more convenient, light to carry, make fun tricks, make commute distance without hassle, and others. And the last one style is the off-road. Off-road skateboarding is also known as mountain boarding, dirt boarding, or all-terrain boarding. It is a skating style done on uneven terrain such as gravel tracks, BMX course, woodlands, or mountain bike trails. Off-road skating does not involve paved roads or flat ground, and instead relies on nature itself to provide the ideal spot to skate. As what stated, off-road style called dirt boarding because the surface is made of earth, clay, or mud or mga putik as opposed to concrete parts. If you are the one who find interest in this style of skateboarding, well, it is perfect for you because it is for adventurers, enthusiasts. It is dangerous skateboarding style, but also it is entertaining. And choose dirt board in this style because the roads tend to have a better grip on the shoes of the rider and the wheels have a thin tread that grips the ground better. Now, we are done in style of skateboarding. Let me share to you some of the skateboarding tricks. Actually, there are a lot of tricks that skateboarding had, but I choose only the popular tricks. Baka kasi umabot tayo nito ng hapon if I include all the tricks. So, here are some tricks. First is ollie tricks. Ollie tricks is a skateboarding trick that involves snapping the tail of the board off a surface, bringing your entire board up into the air. Ollie tricks is a straightforward tricks and involves lifting your body up while the skateboard is still on the ground. When performing this trick, You have to bend your knees before you lift and make sure the tail of the skateboard comes first off the ground, like what you see in the image. And if you're going to do these tricks, it is possible to happen or perform it in many aerial flat ground tricks. And ollie tricks is also the foundation of almost every tricks on the street and the tricks on ramps. The next one is the nollie tricks. A nose ollie or a nollie is a variation of the ollie, except instead of snapping down on the tail of the skateboard to pop the front wheels, a skater uses their front foot to snap down on the nose of the board, which pops the tail. It is a reverse version of ollie. In this trick, you need to raise the nose of the skateboard as you jump rather than the tail. Keep your back foot at the center of the board and place your front foot at the front. As you jump, raise the front of the board from the ground and level the board while in the air. Land while your knees and are bent to have proper balance on the ground. At last, you perfectly done these nollie tricks. Next is walk the dog. This vintage freestyle trick requires proper weight balance and momentum. The skaters need to keep their body and front foot facing forward to perform this trick. And then, the back foot crosses over the nose, which rotating 180 degrees. This is the walk the dog tricks. Let's proceed to the next tricks, which is shove it. Shove it, also known as shove it. This trick involves a flat 180 degree spin of the board using the back foot, so the tail of the board never touches the ground. Mostly like pop shove it, but without pop or the air you get from ollie trick. Shove it also does the same motion of pop shove it. Shove it is a freestyle trick that involves using your feet to rotate the skateboard into 180 degrees. Next is pop shove it. A pop shove it or shove it is a skateboarding trick that combines a shove it with a pop of an ollie. Pop shove it achieved by slightly raising up your front foot on the board and gently scooping the tail of the skateboard with your back foot. If it is done properly, you will be able to get 180 degrees in the air. These tricks also requires carefulness to do it accurately. The next one is manual. It's a freestyle skateboarding trick where the skateboarder shifts their weight to the back or front of the board to lift the front or back wheels into the air without the tail nose of the board touching the ground. Manual trick is similar to a wheelie on bike, and to perform wheelie, you shift your weight on the board to lift one set of wheels up off the ground as you continue to ride. Lifting both the front or back set of wheels off the ground counts as a manual trick. The next one is kickflip. It's a common skateboard trick that pops the skater up into the air using their feet to flip the board a full rotation 360 degree. Kickflip is one of the most basic tricks in skateboarding. It involves lifting the wheels of your deck from the ground to 180 degrees by leaning back on the board to raise the noise. This trick can be done on the ramp or in the ground. The next trick is heel flip. It is similar to kickflip. The difference is that the former is done in the opposite direction. You make use of your back foot to raise the nose of the board. Begin in an ollie trick position and use your back foot to lift the face of the board from the ground as you jump. And while you're still in the air, place your front foot on the nose of the board and flick the board with your back heel. And then, use your feet to hold the board as you land. Next one is wall ride trick. To wall ride with a skateboard, place your 2 feet on both ends of the deck and raise up the nose of the board as you come very close to the wall. Wall ride trick is a bit more complicated. And as the term itself, wall, it is stand very close to the wall. Make sure in doing this trick that your back is facing the wall while directing it up and down in a rainbow arc. Movement. And when sliding back to the ground, raise the nose of the skateboard to help you slide down easily. A fakey big spin tricks is done by facing in the opposite direction to your original position on the skateboard. It is done by rotating your body in 180 degrees while spinning the board 360 degrees in the same direction. You can use your shoulders to direct your movement in an anti-clockwise movement or clockwise movement, depending on the type of fakey big spin you are. You are performing either goofy fakey's big spin for anti-clockwise or regular fakey big spin for clockwise. As you turn your shoulders, use your feet to roll the tail of the skateboard in the same direction you are moving. The next one is Ollie North. Ollie North is quite similar to Ollie trick. The only difference is that this trick is an Ollie trick where your front foot will be kicking forward over the nose of your skateboard. To do this trick, firstly, you need to set your feet up and then pop it up in the air and take your foot off the board and swiftly put your feet back on the board and roll away. Though both feet are used in this trick, it is often called one foot ollie also. Inward heel flip. A combination of the backside pop shove it and the heel flip. The inward heel flip is quite similar to the hard flip trick. An inward heel flip is just the mirrored version of hard flip trick. Put your front foot just like you do for an ollie, but put it up close to the edge of the board. While placing your front foot on the side, put it diagonal just as you slide when you do a heel flip. The back foot is essential for this trick. Set your back foot up as like you do for usual heel flip trick, more towards the edge of the tail, but while doing this trick, you might like to put a little more angle on your foot than usual. Next is blunt fakie. In this trick, you need to go side up towards a coping onto the tail and up, and then you pop it back in fakie. The next one trick is no comply. No comply is an old school skateboard trick which was invented by Neil Blender, a professional skateboarder in the 80s. It's usually done on the flat ground, such as skate park or just in the parking lot. In this trick, the skater pops the board in the air using his back knee while putting his front foot on the ground just for a moment. The next one is greens. It is one of the skateboarding trick forms where you slide on the hangers of the tracks. This trick is usually performed on an object which may fit between the places and between the wheels where tracks meet. Next is board slide. It is often known as the rail slide trick of skateboarding. You will need to slide on the center of your skateboarder between the wheels. It is usually done on the rails or a narrow smooth raised surface like rails. See in the photo. Last one trick is fakie heel flip trick. It is the mirror of a heel flip, where the only difference between these two is that to do this trick, you need to snap from the fakie stance. You need to ride fakie keeping your legs in heel flip stance, toe is slightly hanging over, and then you snap with the front foot and spin your board to a heel flip with the rear leg by kicking it with your heel. We are now done in different tricks. The next one is the two ways of riding in skateboard. These two ways of riding skateboard is easy to understand and determine. When we say regular footed, skateboarder places his or her left lead foot in front of the skateboard near the nose and uses the right foot to push, while the goofy-footed skater does the opposite. He or she places the right, which is the lead foot, forward and uses the left foot to push a skateboard. Now, let's proceed in stances in skateboarding. When we say stances, refers to the position of your feet on the skateboard, and it affects the control riders have over the board. First is the natural stance. Natural stance is the most comfortable position and the one that should be adapted when getting started in skateboarding. It is your natural stance once you ride the skateboard, whether you are in regular or goofy-footed. Next is nollie skateboard stance. It is similar to the natural stance but with a subtle and relevant nuance. Both your feet move to the front of the skateboard. A stance which is similar to the natural stance, as like what you're seeing in the image. The difference is your feet is moving to the front or placed on the front or nose of your skateboard. This nollie stance helps your body and feet facing the same direction. The third one is switch skateboard. Switch skateboard stance is often a challenge to beginner and intermediate skaters because it puts your riding in your opposite natural posture. And from the term itself, switch, it is switching your position from your riding natural posture. It means that it is the opposite of your position. The last one is the fakie. When we say fakie, stance is when you're riding the skateboard in your natural stance but in reverse motion. Riding fakie with both of your feet shifted toward the nose of the board. See the image of natural stance and then the fake stance. It is clear that it is a reverse motion of natural stance. The next one topic will be fully discussed in other reporter of rules and regulation. Papahapyawan ko lang siya dito. Let's go to the Olympic competition. There are two competition in Olympic this last Olympic 2021. The street men and women competition and the park men and women competition. Street men and women. The street-like competition takes place on a straight course that is also features stairs with handrails, benches, curbs, slopes, and wall. In street, there are 3 rounds, the qualifier, prelims or semifinal, and final. Each round has 45 to 60 seconds. 2 to 3 rounds per skater except for final rounds. And each of the 5 judges scores the rounds on a scale of 0 to 10 points. While in park men and women competition, park competition take place on a hollowed out course featuring a series of complicated curves. It consists of 3 rounds. Also, qualifiers, prelims or semifinals, and finals. Judges scores each run using 0 to 100 points. There are 2 to 4 rounds out of 40 to 50 seconds. Here are the disqualification types in skateboarding. Disqualification for breach of World Skate Competition rules. A disqualification due to breach of World Skate Competition rules should be indicated with the invalid result marked DSQ. The next one is disqualification for unsportsmanlike behavior or DQB. A disqualification due to any violation of the Olympic Charter or the World Anti-Doping Code or any other serious breach of applicable regulation issued by the IOC. World Skate or an NOC should be indicated with the invalid result marked DQB. The last one disqualification is disqualification after an event and up to the day after the closing ceremony. After an event and up to the day after the closing ceremony, OC Technology will update all results as required. All updated output should be approved by World Skate Technical Delegate or the designated person before distribution. If a disqualification impacts medal or diploma allocation, the table presented in Appendix D supporting documents should be used to establish the new classification unless specified differently. This last topic is about the new rules and regulation now that we are in the pandemic. First is in Olympic qualification events. Positive COVID test is a legitimate threat for any participating athlete and result in immediate removal and termination of the positive tested athlete from the event. During practice, official practice days, athletes who test COVID-19 positive on their test days will be removed from the start list of all practice sessions. They may take another test to verify the positive results. If confirmed, athletes will be removed from the entire competition without any replacement. If not confirmed, athletes will be added back to the start list and join the competition. Pre-seeded athletes practice who test COVID-19 positive on their test days will be removed from the start list of all practice sessions. They may take another test to verify the positive results. If not confirmed, athletes will be added back to the start list and join the competition. If confirmed, athletes will be removed from the entire competition. During competition rounds, in qualification, athletes who test positive during their test day will be removed from the competition without any replacement. In semifinal, all advancing and preceded athletes who test positive during their test days will be removed from the competition. In semi-final preceded athletes, all preceded athletes who test positive during their test days will be removed from the competition. In final competition, all advancing athletes who test positive before starting the final round will be removed from the competition but not replaced by an alternate. Their ranking position will be at the end of the final round result list. And by the way, I want to add this 9 biggest competition of skateboarding in the world. This is not included in my detailed document, but to add information only. The 9 biggest competition in the world are World Skate Park Open, Street League Skateboarding, Dew Tour, X Games, Mystic Skate Cup, Copenhagen Open, Tampa Pro, Bowl-A-Rama, Vans Park Series, Pro Hour World Championships, and that's all my part. Hope you learned something from me. Thank you, God bless, and everyone stay safe.